Do you feel like some people get to share their wildest ideas while you just sit there on the sidelines? Or maybe you get interrupted by others in the meeting room, or maybe even get hushed? Or have you ever wondered this whole concept around in one ear, out the other, that sometimes when you're sharing your best ideas and you're sharing your recommendations on how to move forward, somehow in your audience it just goes in one ear and out the other? Or have you ever thought about, well, I wish that I could be more memorable whenever I share my ideas? Well, you are in the right place, because in this video, what I want to share with you is how can you share your ideas effectively so that people remember what you had to share and they listen to you when you share your ideas. Because the whole purpose, and if you've been following my channel for some time now, remember to subscribe if you haven't. Ring that bell below as well so you can receive a notification every time I release a new video. But I frequently say in my previous videos that the purpose of communication is to share ideas. And it is to give direction sometimes, but definitely to express yourself authentically and from your true self, the truth of what you want to share using your knowledge and your expertise so that you can produce a particular outcome with your audience. Communication is collaboration. And so if those are the outcomes we desire in our communications, for example, to be memorable, to be able to make a difference, to make a change, to be in fact impactful or insightful, if that's the outcome we want to achieve, and that is the purpose of communication, which I just shared, then how do we achieve this outcome? How do we implement this outcome? Right? And so that's what I want to share with you, and I have a special way to present it, and I'm going to be sharing with you the ABCs on how to get people to listen to your ideas. The ABCs. A is for active listening. Active listening is you are in the moment, you are present, fully present, without wondering and being worried about what to say next, thinking about what you want to say, that you're not listening to their feedback or what's important to them. Active listening, the whole purpose of that is to determine what are their values. Because remember, communication is not about us. When I'm communicating to you right now, it's not about me. It's about my service to you. How can I help you achieve your most meaningful goals? And so therefore, it depends on your ability to know what's important to them. What do they value most? It could be a particular outcome they want to produce as a result of your interaction with them. It could be a meaningful mission that they are working towards, what they're dedicated towards. And so in your active listening, this is where you are determining what are these things that are important to them, their highest values. Right? So if you are curious and you're thinking to yourself, yeah, active listening is something that I do want to improve. I do realize that I'm too much in my head. I'm too concerned or too nervous that I'm not really there. And that's part of your emotional intelligence, your quest towards increasing emotional intelligence. Then I invite you to watch this video. Right? On the screen here, there's going to be a link to one of my recent videos on how to improve your active listening. And that'll help you on this first point in getting people to share your ideas. Is number one, the ABCs, A, which is active listening. After A, we have B, and B is the big promise. The big promise is, for example, it could be, what is the most important problem they have right now that's on the forefront of their minds that you could solve for them? What are their pain points that they want to move away from? What is the promised land that you can lead them towards? Right? Because the principle of why the big promise is so important is because if you want others to listen to your ideas, we have to earn their ears, earn that attention. And attention is best earned. Long-lasting attention is what we want, not the in one ear, out the other. But true attention is earned when your audience understands and they can see what are the benefits to them. How listening to your ideas, and your ideas specifically, can help them to meet what is most important to them. So this is your big promise. How can you help them? What are the benefits of your idea in their life, their business, the organization, and so on? So this is your ability to, first of all, for yourself, going into the conversation, to know exactly what is the big promise, your big promise to them. And that must mean you know step A, which is active listening, knowing what's important to them. And then, of course, to be able to effectively articulate your big promise in that moment. So now you've given them a real reason to pay attention to your idea, a reason that benefits them. And now you have earned their ears. From A to B, next is C. And C is to communicate congruently. So what do I mean by that? Congruently to what? congruently to their highest values. When you are communicating your big promise, when you are articulating and being actively present to understand what's important to them, every part of your communication is in congruency to what they value most, speaking in accordance to it. So every point that you make, every description you are sharing about your big idea, your ideas, and how you came up with the idea, the story of all of that, the background information to it, and the future projection of this idea and how it's going to be implemented. All aspects of your idea must be congruent with their values. Communicate in accordance to that. And as you're communicating, it's important to keep a note, what I call the golden triangle of effective communication. And the golden triangle is made up of 3 sides as a triangle, and the sides are your audience, the message, and the context. Audience is why active listening is important, because you're sharing your ideas with somebody, and that is your audience. Who exactly are they? Who is involved in your audience? What's important to them? And what are they hoping to achieve? What's the promised land that they thought wasn't possible for them, or they hope that is? Right, so that's your audience, and message is the message you are conveying that is in accordance to their highest value. And this whole concept is having the right audience to message match. And achieving that audience to message match depends on also knowing your context. And that's the 3rd side of the triangle, the golden triangle. Context, right? What is the setting? What is the language, the shared language, and the shared culture as well? What are some common denominators of their interest and your own as well, so that it could be a collaborative experience rather than just getting them to listen to your idea because you want to be visible, right? So all of these concepts, all of these sides of the triangle are accumulation of your ability to be able to communicate congruently in accordance to their highest values. Now, this is a really high-level overview, of course, but if you're the kind of person who understands, yes, I know, I understand the part about the audience, and I understand that it's important for me to have the right message to that audience, and you want to be able to know, well, what do I do in my particular situation? Or my situation sounds a little bit different, and my ideas are a lot more complex. If you're thinking any of these thoughts, then I have an opportunity for you. Right, below this video, in the description below, there is a link for you to investigate. And this is an opportunity for you to work with me. Right? Over the years, I've helped many clients to be able to articulate their ideas to higher-ups, to organizations and teams as well, to be effective in their communication so that they can receive opportunities, achieve their most meaningful goals as well, and have the impact that they desire in their audience, to make the change that is reflective of who they are and their own highest values. And this is for you if you're serious about developing this skill set and taking your career to next level, right? But this is not for you if you're just at the beginning stage of your career, or maybe you're a recent graduate, then this is not for you yet. But if you're established in your career path and this is your year and you're deciding to yourself, you know, I don't want to stay comfortable. I know I can do more than this. I want to make meaningful contributions. If that's you and you understand the importance of this communication, then book a call, and I look forward to seeing you on the inside. Now, all of the points that I've shared so far is assuming that you have an idea to share, right? Because you want to get people to listen to your idea. But I know what you're thinking, right? You might be thinking, well, what if I don't have an idea? I want to share a great idea because I want to make a contribution, but what if in that moment I don't have an idea? So here is my tip for you. If you're in a meeting with key individuals who have an influence on your professional future, and you want to have an idea to be part of the team, to be a member of the inner circle, so that you can be promoted and so that you can really contribute your knowledge and your expertise, here's what you can do. In any meeting, regardless of high level, the level of the meeting that you're in, what I would recommend is you wait for it. Be patient. Wait for that moment. And this is where you are in the moment present, listening to how all the arguments are playing out, how the conversation is going, the topics involved, and really leveraging your understanding of what are the arguments people are making, what exactly is the direction we are going here. And just wait for it, because there will be a moment, a key moment where you can make your contribution. And so when you hear that moment, right, you can open your idea by saying, well, that's a great idea. Somebody who said something that creates an idea in your head, even if it's not well formed yet, but it sparks an idea in your head. This is your opportunity for you to jump in and share. And you can leverage on that moment by saying in response to that other person, that's a great idea, I think you're onto something here. Right? Starting by that. And the reason why that's so effective is because people love to be recognized. So you're recognizing, you're not opposing their argument or the concept or their ideas. You're saying, you know, I think you're onto something here. And so now you have the attention of the room. And then after you have that attention, you proceed on to make it collaborative. And you can say something that sounds like this. That's a great idea. What if there's another angle we can approach this? What if we can expand on this in a new angle, in a different way? So now, the technique is to add on top of an idea that was already being talked about. It becomes your idea, but you're leveraging on an idea that was already made, and you're making it collaborative, and you're not opposing the ideas that were already in the room. And now this is your opportunity to explore an idea that is unique to you and from your perspective and way of thinking. Right, so this is a very, very high-level tactic that you can implement if in the moment you want to be involved, but you don't quite have an idea yet. So this is adding to it, expanding on ideas that were already existing, and just kind of like putting it out there. What if we could expand on it this way? Right, so I want to hear from you. Comment below. What have you discovered from this video? What have you learned? What's your biggest takeaway? But most importantly, what are you going to implement next? I want to hear from you because applied knowledge is power. Just learning about things on YouTube videos, information, that's not power, it's applied knowledge that is power. So comment below, I want to hear from you, and I'll hang out with you again in my next video.